So in the last lesson, we created this amenity section. And in this lesson, we're going to be building the dining section. So what I have to do is to go back to our own localhost project and go to VS Code. And I'll come to sections. And since this is a new section, I will just call this dining.astro. So you can come up with something better. I don't even know if this is the correct spelling of dining, but anyways, we'll leave it like this. Then let's just add some content for now. Say we'll say dining section. Okay, so we'll go to the index.astro file and say dining section, and it should be dining like so. So let's check if that's coming in. Okay, so I will go to mobile view, and okay, so if we go back to the dining component or file, I can get rid of this now. Then for the section, I'll give it some styling and we'll set this to PG muted, and we'll add a margin top of 28. So the reason why we're not adding padding top this time is because we're adding a background inside of it. That's why. So we want to add space outside it. Yeah, it's coming in, but we don't have any content. That's why we aren't seeing anything right here. So inside this div, we'll bring in the container class and also add the padding y, which is for the top and bottom of 16. And inside this div, we'll create another div again. Then for the styling, we just say large devices and up, want it to be grid. Same thing, items should be center. Then the gap should be like let's use a bigger number, 12. All right, so inside this div now, we'll bring in the first set of content, which is this entire stuff like so. So put it inside a div and bring in the h2. Let me quickly copy that text. I'll paste it here. And for the style, we say text should be 500. The medium devices and up, text should be 600. Then add a margin bottom of 1 and the font should be 600. Font width rather. Then I need to add the paragraph text. So let's just give it a style first. So the style will be the text muted, foreground, and just say text large. So quickly copy text like so and paste it right here and save. So if we check now, you can see our content coming in. Cool. So the next thing we want to do is to create this on ordered lists. So we'll go back and still inside this div, create an ordered list. This will have a styling of margin top of 6 and a space y of 4. And for each of the li tags, we'll give it a div, and inside that div we'll add the check icon. So I think it's just check, or we'll just give it a size. So we can just say size should be 18. So you can still do the same thing in the class as well. So you can say class name size should be 18. So either way works. So just set the text to white. Then for the li, we'll give the styling and set this to flex, and items should be start. I think should be start. So then for the div, we'll give this a bg of primary, the margin right of 3 should be flex as well. Items should be center, justify should be center, not benter, center. Then the rounded should be full, so we want the full circle. Then this flex box will apply directly, but this flex will mean anything because we need to put this at the left, which is this one. Then this content right here, we need to create a separate div for it and create an h3. And I'll copy this one, paste it here, and set the class to font. Let's just do medium. Then for the p tag, copy this as well. I'll paste it here. For the styling, we set it to text muted foreground, and this time the text should be small. Alright, let's check if all those things are coming in. Alright, cool. So what you can choose to do is that you can still decide to put this entire thing inside the component. So you can do that if you choose to, but I'll just copy the li tag 2 more times and just replace the content. So copy this one, and I think, okay, this is the second one. Paste it here. Same thing with this. Paste it like so. Same thing with this one. Paste it here. Then for the rooftop bar, we'll paste it here. Cool. So now we can see 3 of them. And the spacing you're seeing right here is coming from, where is it? From the space Y of 4. Alright, cool. So we can close out this entire div like so. And I totally forget to add this. So on large devices and up, let me just do it here. We want the grid cause to be 2. So we want this first content to be at the left, and we want the image, so the image to be at the right. So we can bring that using the image component from Astro. So I will quickly pause the image and say dining image from assets. Then I think it's called dining image. Yeah, just dining. Then for the source, like so, pass in the dining image. Then for the alt tag, we can just say this should be dining image. Then for the class, I can just give this a height, should be string, a height of full, rounded should be large, then give it an object cover. Alright, so let's check. Okay, so the image is coming in. So what we just need to do is to add a margin to this. So we can set a margin bottom of like let's do 8, or let's do 16 on large devices and up, and set it to 0. Let's just make it 8. I think 8 will be much better. Alright, so if we now view it on large devices and up, it should be like so. So I think, okay, we're just missing just this button right here. So I'll come here and make sure that we're outside of the UL. I'll just say this should be a link that will take us to the rooms page, and inside this we'll have the button component. I'm quickly import that. Then for the size, let's make it large. Then for the text, we'll say view rooms, and we'll just add a margin top of 8. So let's check back now. So let's go check with the overall design to see if we are missing something. So for the overall design, this looks big, then ours looks small. So I'll go to the UL. Then I think here we need to give this one a size of, let's do 6. Let's see. So this should be the first one. Okay, so 6 works. So I'll just copy this and paste it. Where did I put it? So after the flex. So the same thing here. So all this should be bigger now. Yeah. And if we check for mobile again, everything is stacking on top of each other, which is what we want. Alright guys, that's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we're going to be building the CTS section, and that should be the final section on this landing page.